Alright, today I'm going to be talking about myofascial lines. First, we're going to start with the superficial back line. Superficial back line starts at the bottom of your foot and continues all the way to the top of your head to the top of your brow. Superficial back line is a significant portion of posture because it basically makes us so we stand up straight. It causes the extension in our body so we don't keel over and go into fetal position and cause flexion in the back, and it keeps us straight. The superficial back line also is flexion at the knees, so it's extension at the trunk up, but flexion at the knees. And for movement, it creates extension and hyperextension, of course, other than the knees where it does flexion. So a good way to engage all of the superficial back line is the downward dog. So when we go down, come up like this, arms extended, and it causes hyperextension of the back while our knees are still flexed. Next, we're going to be talking about the superficial front line, which is basically the exact opposite of the superficial back line. So it basically supports and balances the superficial back line, and it causes the rib cage in the face, anything that protrudes from, it helps to stabilize that. And for movement, it causes, again, the exact opposite of superficial back line, and it causes flexion at the trunk up, and then extension on the knees down. So what we do for a movement to activate all the superficial front line is we try and touch our toes. So when you try and touch your toes, your knees are extended, and then your back is flexed like that, and it causes to activate, or it helps us activate the whole entire superficial front line. Next, we have the lateral line, which starts from the lateral point of the midpoint of the foot and goes all the way up to the ears, all the way down, all the way to the side and up to the ear. So the lateral line is responsible for the balance of the front, back, left, and right portions of our body, so it's really important for our posture. During activity, it's needed to make sure that our legs and trunk don't buckle under the pressure of what we're doing, and it performs all type of lateral bend in the body for movement function. So a good way to get that moving is you have your weight, and you go down like this on one side. So it's contracting the one side, and then relaxing the other side of the lateral line. So clearly you want to do it on both sides to get both the sides of the lateral line. Next, we have the spiral line, which runs from the underneath of your foot all the way to the base of your skull in a spiral pattern and around your hip and rib cage. It helps maintain balance in every plane of movement. So it's, again, really important for postural function. It's rarely perfectly balanced because everyone has, or most people have a dominant side, so it'll be dominant on that side. And the spiral line creates and compensates and maintains twist and rotation. It also creates rotations in eccentric and isometric contraction to steady the trunk and the leg. So what's a really good way to activate all the spiral line is when we go down like this, and we go into spiral movement like this. And of course, it again relaxes the one side and contracts the other side of the spiral line. And you have to do it again both sides to get both the sides of the spiral line. Now finally, we have our functional lines, which are very special. So we have the back functional line and the front functional line. And why they're different is they do not have anything to do with posture. They're mostly used in day-to-day activities. But if they do have anything to do with posture, it's most likely going to be something that, or it's during like yoga activities and something where we're not standing upright. It's used to stabilize the body when we're doing these types of workouts. They're also special because they provide the body power by lengthening the lever arm as it crosses over the opposite side of the body. So a good way to show this movement is when you're throwing a baseball or something, you go back through the wind-up, and then this lengthens the front functional line and shortens the back functional line. And then when you cross your body, it again shortens the front functional line and then lengthens the back functional line. But when you do it, the more diagonal it is, the more functional lines used instead of the front, or the superficial front line is used if you're more vertical. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks.